Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and this is set number 71850, Lloyd vs. Earth Monster Spinner from the LEGO Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 4 wave. This set contains 52 pieces, 2 minifigures, and will retail for $9.99 in the US when it officially releases on January 1st, 2026. This set was gifted to me early for review by the LEGO group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are entirely my own. If you missed it, right now I'm doing early reviews of every single January 2026 Ninjago set. Most of those videos should be out by now, so if there's any other sets you want to see, make sure to go check them out on my channel. And if you enjoyed these videos and you want to see more, liking the video and subscribing to the channel does a ton to help support me, and it also helps YouTube to show you my videos more often. So thank you all very much for the support, and now let's get into the review. So here's the build of the set, and of course this is one of the gimmick sets of the wave, one of the 2 spinners. And what's cool is this is actually a follow-up to the spinners from last year. I think it's been since like 2015 we had this same gimmick across 2 different years. And I think that's amazing, because if you watch my reviews of the spinners last year, they are by far my favorite gimmick in years. They are an actual spinner system that can fight, and while I don't like them as much as the original like 2011-2012 spinners, they're probably my second favorite after that. So it was such an awesome surprise to see them continuing. And this time around they're a little bit different because they're for the villains instead of the ninja. I guess technically we had 2 villain spinners, there's the Roz one and there's a Drix one, but we didn't have like any individual villain packs. But no, these are individual villain spinners. There's 2 total. There's the one for the Earth Monster, which we're covering in this video, and then there's the one for the Mutation Monster, which I'm going to cover in another video, and those are 2 of the 3 elemental monsters in this wave. What I find really cool though is the third one is the Acid Snake. And of course that minifigure does not come in this set, I'm just showing you what it looks like from other sets. But yeah, you can see they've got this long snake tail piece and they just wouldn't fit in a spinner. They could not give them one. However, it seems like they still wanted them to be a part of the spinners, so they are actually still here. This like green effect piece on the spinner, that is the Acid Snake. Last year, the spinners that the ninja got had like these dragon faces, but instead of just reusing those parts, no, they made a new part this wave. That looks very similar and it will fight in a very similar way, but instead of the dragon face at the front, you can see the Acid Snake face at the front. There's the 2 eyes right here, then the fangs that come down, which perfectly matches the face of this minifigure that comes in other sets. And he's got these like spikes going down his neck, which matches these spikes on the edge of the spinner. I think that's so neat that they didn't just reuse the dragon part, they actually made it themed around these villains. Aside from that, the spinner launcher is pretty much the same one we got last year, though of course now themed around the Earth Monster. It uses these yellow printed eyepieces that originally come from LEGO Dreams. I think that's pretty cool to see here. And there's some clips on the side to attach the Earth Monster's accessories while he's in the spinner, which also were present last year, but it's cool to see that continuing. There's how those look attached. But yeah, if you want to see how it actually spins, you load it in there like that, place the minifigure inside, then push in right here and he'll launch out super fast and spin. There we go. Like I said, this is one of the most effective spinner systems I've seen in a while. It spins for a long time, it represents Spinjitzu well, it looks cool, and you can actually battle 2 spinners together. For example, here's the other spinner this wave, the Mutation Monster going against the Earth Monster. There we go, the Earth Monster lost. And you can tell you lost when one of these Acid Snake pieces falls off. The winner keeps theirs attached, the loser discards them. I will say one small critique I have of this set is the base color of the spinner. It's gunmetal gray, which like looks fine, it fits a villain, but the thing is, it's not new. And one of the things I found cool about the spinners is they were somewhat customizable. Like in the January wave last year, you had a combination of different colored outer pieces and inner pieces, so you were able to mix and match them and create your own custom color combinations for the spinners, so that way you can make spinners themed around all sorts of different characters. This time around though, while we do have new colors and new shapes for these outer pieces, the inner piece is just gunmetal gray, which we already had. So yeah, it's a small thing, but I just would have liked to see a new color in the center right here. Maybe like dark tan or orange to match the minifigure, or maybe even purple to match like the other color in the Acid Snake. Gunmetal gray is not the end of the world, but it would have been nice to see something new. Oh, also, if you're curious if you could spin a minifigure holding a weapon, the answer is yes, just not as well. And personally, like if you're actually battling your friends, I think it's better to not have a weapon. But if you want to, that does definitely work. You can see it's just slightly more wobbly, and depending on like how big, how heavy the weapon is, that might change. Like for example, the claw weapon I think will be a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's not even too bad. Oh, something else that's kind of neat, the other minifigure that comes in the set is Lloyd, who of course is green. So if you want him to spin instead of the villain, the color scheme still actually works for him, and he can slot in just fine as well. Yeah, you can see without any accessories, that's a lot smoother, right? Very fun gimmick though, I like these spinners a lot. And the minifigures in all these sets are also great, so now let's take a closer look at them. Now here are the 2 minifigures that come in this set. We have the regular version of Lloyd for this wave, and we have the Earth Monster. The regular version of Lloyd is somehow exclusive to this set, which I find very surprising. Lloyd as a character only comes in 2 sets this wave overall, this one and the Dragon of Life in his dragon form. But yeah, if you guys don't know what's going on with these suits, if you haven't seen my other reviews, basically this wave the ninja are turning into dragons, they've got this new dragon form. And in some sets it's the full dragon form, some sets it's their non-dragon form. I don't know what we're calling just like the base version of this suit. But you can see this is the Dragon Form Lloyd that comes in other sets, and the only differences between them is the Dragon Form has a full mask piece while the non-Dragon Form just has a half mask. They both have the same armor piece, but Dragon Form gets wings on the back, and then Dragon Form also has this giant tail, which this one does not have. Overall, though, I like these suits, and I think Lloyd's one of the best ones. He uses lime green on his arms, which I think looks awesome, and dark green on his belt. Then all the ninja have dragon scales in their torsos in different shapes, but Lloyd's literally do just look like traditional dragon scales, which does make sense because he has a lot of connections to dragons. The new armor piece for this wave is gigantic, but I think it's hilarious in the best way possible. It feels so over the top and animated, and so new for Ninjago. Like, on the full dragon forms, it feels proportional, it feels right, but on the regular forms, it seems huge, and that does just give him such a unique silhouette. And then there's a look at the back torso print with the armor and hood removed, as well as a better look at the front torso print and Lloyd's face print, which is just Lloyd's standard movie face that he's had since 2017. Then we have the Earth Monster, who's actually a very common villain coming in 4 different sets this wave. However, if you've seen my other set reviews, you may notice that this version of the Earth Monster is actually exclusive to this set. He has this new head attachment, which is a recolor of the Korg head attachment from LEGO Marvel. And yeah, that's not what he has in any other set. In every other set, he has this piece that you actually see as his accessory right here. These like double horns typically go on top of his head. And when I first saw that, I was very confused. I'm like, why would you do an exclusive piece for this set? Especially when clearly you have the budget to do the horns. I mean, that's his accessory. But then I realized it's because this is a spinner, specifically his spinner. And I remember being told that there were some weird rules around having spinners with sharp objects on them, and not like actually sharp, anything like slightly pointy. And that's why you might notice the official images for this set or the spinners from last year, in none of those pictures are any of the characters in the spinners holding weapons. Now, can you put a weapon in their hand and spin them? I mean, yeah, as I just showed you, yes you can. But it seems like there's rules against actively promoting that side of play. And because this claw piece that he typically has is somewhat sharp, I assume that's the reason why they had to swap out the headpiece, because they could not advertise it with that on his head. But what's nice is it still comes in this set as an accessory, so if you want, you could take that Korg headpiece off and replace it with a proper one, so now you have the full version of this minifigure. Because there we go, that's exactly how he looks in every other set this wave. So I love that they did that. If you like this headpiece, it's a cool exclusive that you get in this set that you cannot find in any other. But if this is the only set you have and you really want like the complete version of the Earth Monster, just take apart his accessory and put that on his head instead, and then you get the version that everybody else has. It is a little funny to see a recolor just for something that specific, but honestly it fits him quite well. I mean, he is an Earth Monster, you can see all these cracks and rocks in his torso. The Korg headpiece actually ends up fitting him really well. The other accessory that he comes with is just like a classic castle sword, and with those removed there's a better look at his torso print and his leg print. He has lots of these like little metallic silver rocks, which I think look really cool. And then he uses the crystallized armor piece recolored in transparent orange. And with the armor and headpiece removed, there's a full look at the back torso print and back head print, as well as a better look at everything from the front. I really like the sort of sinister smile this guy has with the glowing orange underneath. He does have a quite cool villain design. But now, overall, what are my thoughts on this set? This set's great for a little $10 gimmick. Honestly, I think if you're a Ninjago fan, you should probably pick this up. You get 2 exclusive minifigures technically. It is definitely a technicality. You can find all of Lloyd's parts in other sets. And the Earth Monster is only 1 exclusive piece, but it's enough that in a $10 set, I think that does drive the value. If you're a fan of Lloyd, this is a very cheap way to get that minifigure, because again, your only other option is a $110 set if you want the full dragon form. And like I said, I actually find these spinners really, really fun. If you have last year's, great, this goes with them perfectly. And if you don't have them, this is a great jumping on point. Of the 2 spinners this wave, I like them both, but this is probably the one I prefer. But yeah, if you're a fan of Dragons Rising at all and you can spare $10, check this one out. It's a fun set. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and check out my other early 2026 Ninjago reviews up right now on the channel. But as for this one, I think that's about all I have to say, so thanks for watching everybody, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!